Hey everyone, welcome back with Namek, where today we are going to continue our playthrough yet again of Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, where we're going to go into Stage 4. Now this is going to be the entirety of the Android / Cell Saga. Yeah, so I guess since, Budokai 1, they kind of, you could argue they thoroughly did the Cell Saga. And that was the last one, and that's probably the saga that I think most people, I'm assuming they thought stuck in most people's minds at the time. But, oh, we got an interaction here.
You're brightly colored, aren't you? No, I'm not particularly praising you for it.
But, yeah, so I think I'm assuming because that was the last saga, they decided to kind of just get it over with quick in this game. And I say quick, but I mean honestly you can see the length of this episode. It's not quick per se, it's just that they rushed it all in one episode, when theoretically what they're doing, you're gonna see there's like 3 sections to this whole entire stage, and you kind of have to wonder in hindsight, they could have really just done it to where it was all into 3 separate stages. And it's also just in a not very special area. I mean, it's, well, to begin with, obviously we got the Saibamen Rangers, the always powerful Saibamen Rangers. They're a bit of a meme, I believe. I think they even came back once again, like I mentioned, the Vegeta is doing the special poses and whatnot in Xenoverse. I think these guys were referenced in Xenoverse as well. I think they were referencing something else, but I can't remember that. They're a little bit of a meme in the community just because they kind of took over Android 19's role, who once again, why is he not in the game? I don't know, fellas. It's too bad. I mean, he was essentially just completely replaced with Dr.Gero, and I guess they just thought they were too similar, but back to what I'm saying about the Stage 4 and whatnot. And so obviously, they took over Android 19's role, and for whatever reason, geez, another one?
You guys all have different colors. Is there any meaning to that? It's no use. I just can't understand you.
Yes, I guess other than Needles, Goku's biggest fears is freaking Saibamen. He looks terrified every single time he talks to him. But yeah, so this is pretty much the replacement for Android 19. We're going to take out Dr.Gero. Then we're going to face Android 17, 18, and 16, with 16 being the main aggressor. He's pretty much the only one you have to take out. And then we're going to take out Cell, who has no forms in this game. It's just perfect Cell straight away. He's going to absorb those 2 androids. And he's going to be like the final thing with a bunch of the Cell Juniors. So probably the biggest level in the entire game. You could probably argue that the last level is maybe bigger. Probably is, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Like, I'm not talking about, like, length of the map. But, yeah, there's no special areas that you fight in. This is just the same stage as Stage 1, which we're going to see this time and time again. I think it's even the next stage we fight in Stage 5. And, yeah, I don't know. It just seems like they kind of, I'm going to say, like, F you to the freaking Cell Saga and that whole thing, but they definitely didn't give it the care or the time that it deserves, in my opinion, anyway. Another one?
Now you've got a different color, huh? But this color's more subdued and easier to look at.
Boy, you can't say they didn't put the time and effort and the care into the Saibamen Rangers. It's a cool little thing to get a little bit more use out of it, but I don't know, it's just kind of weird to me that they just came up with this idea and they just thought that this would be better than facing the 2 androids, which I guess it offers variety in the level, so I'll give them that. But I still think that them not extending the Cell Saga is kind of one of the biggest blunders in this game. There's one thing that I think is honestly worse, which we'll get into pretty soon in the next couple of stages. You'll notice it yourself. I'm sure the majority of you already remember who have actually played this game. But, for right now, I'm just a little little peeved that they didn't, you know, extend it, you know, and it's kind of annoying that they kind of outright. I can kind of get to Dory and Zarbon, but it's just weird to me that they thought, all right, we're adding Dr.Gero, so we have to get rid of another character because they're too similar. Especially Android 18 and 17 are pretty much like identical in this game in a lot of ways. I think they have different ultimates, maybe different fighting styles, maybe. But for the most part, they're pretty much the same character with the same moves and stuff. And Budokai 3 did a good job of changing up Android 18's, you know, moveset a little bit to make her a little more unique to her brother and stuff like that. But, jeez, man, it just stinks that they got rid of like a character for no reason really. And maybe it had to do with the story mode. Maybe somebody in the back really believed in the freaking Saibamen Rangers and thought, nah, man, if Android 19's in the story, it's gonna ruin it. We gotta have the Saibamen Rangers instead, man. I'm telling you. But I don't know. But you know, as you can tell, I mean, this whole area is about to end pretty quickly anyway. You know, it's only been a little bit over 5 minutes, and we're about to take out that evil Gero.
What? To think that the Cyber Rangers could be defeated!
Okay, now it's your turn. Brace yourself.
You're the one who should brace yourself, Goku. If you think the Cyber Rangers are the only fruit of my research, you're greatly mistaken.
What have you got up next?
That would be me! Since our last encounter, I've been continuing my research and have rebuilt myself as an android. I'll warn you now, I have all the data there is on you. Prepare yourself!
Yeah, we're about to smoke that Android 20 pack, so he's no worry. He is actually two things. There's two interesting facts about Jerome. One I'll share later, but well, actually, yeah, I'll share both of them later. So I'm sorry, folks, but he's just one is just a secret of him being hidden somewhere, and the other is just kind of he's very useful for another mode in the game. But I will say this is that I remember, so in Budokai 3, everybody has, you know, the original idea was that every single character was going to have a Dragon Universe in the game. And I think it's cool because Dr.Gero, like, there's very, 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 very little leftovers of, like, what's going to be the original intent behind that. You can get all the voice lines and stuff like that. But what I'm leading up to is that, like, you know, you can't really use Dragon Universe and figure out what the majority of the character's stuff is because, you know, there was nothing, it wasn't developed that long at all for the majority of people, you know. Like, Frieza has this, like, special flying cart thing that he used that he was just hanging around with in his first form, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's no dialogue here either for whatever reason. But it was something where, you know, what I'm trying to say is, you know, sorry, I lose my train of thought very easily. But the whole thing is that Dr.Gero was one of the few people where they were actually able to put back in, and, you know, you see a little bit of his story, and you can't really do any cutscenes or anything like that. It was just that, you know, you could fly around a little bit in the universe thing, and when you went to the battle point, instead of having the usual, you know, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 thing that just kind of went immediately into the battle, it was left over from Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, kind of like how, you know, the action screen, which is Gero on a black screen, but it was clearly based off of, you know, the get ready for battle screen that's in this game that, you know, comes before each fight and stuff like that. And it's just, I'm sure a lot of you are like thinking to yourselves, okay, who really cares? What are you talking about? What does that matter? You know, I get it. I just think weird stuff like that is really cool to see, like, leftovers from previous games, to see things that we could have gotten. Weird stuff like that. I love just, like, beta content and all that stuff in those games. So even if it's the most minute of, like, stupid facts, like, oh, well, you know, Dr.Gero, you can see a screen left over from, you know, Budokai 2 and Budokai 3, you know, I think that stuff's just really cool to me. Don't ask me why, it's just, it piques my interest, I guess. That's why I love just talking about, you know, ideas I think would be cool, and, you know, stuff that's just, you know, we never got and whatnot.
I am an android created to kill you. Goku, I am going to kill you.
I can't let myself be defeated here. Sorry, but I'm going to have to win.
And I could be reading this wrong. I never really got the chance to say any of the Budokai 1 cut content, really. But I think it's just kind of funny. This one's just weird and like a crazy thing to think about. I think there was never actually confirmed as far as like the idea of it, but the idea is that in Budokai 1, I think there was world tournaments, like, you know, that announcer stuff, and, you know, that's kind of our big thing with the thing that I mentioned is for cut content, for cut characters, was, okay, if we can hear that they had, you know, world tournament, you know, announcer voice files, you know, to be announced as playable characters in the world tournament, essentially. And apparently Kui, whatever you want to pronounce it, that freaking dork that Vegeta takes out, and right at the beginning of the Namek Saga, I guess he was possibly planned to actually be in Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1 because he has an announcer voice thing, you know, Kui versus Kui, you know, that kind of deal. I just think that's hilarious. There's actually a YouTuber you should check out who modded Kui back into the game over Goku's movesets. It's very funny.
There you are. Are you Goku?
I can't sense any energy from you at all. Who are you?
I'm an android created to kill you. We clear on that? You're the strongest one in the world, right? Among humans, anyway. I'm looking forward to this.
I can't remember the YouTuber's name, but, you know, just look up Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1 Kui, and there's like a 90% chance it's going to immediately show up. It's something about, like, I think they even had like an alternate costume already ready for him that the guy, you know, plays over like Goku's Super Saiyan outfit or whatever, or not outfit, you know, his Super Saiyan transformation. It's like a white colored like Kui or whatever. So I think even that, like, I can't tell if that was just a modded color swap, you know, that the guy created himself, or if that was like even more proof, like, holy, you know, fish faces, he was going to be in the game, this was his alternate costume. They just were probably like, who the hell's going to play as Kui though? And that's probably why. But it's just a big meme on that guy's channel, and it's really funny stuff. You know, he takes out Frieza as like they got their whole like Kui language or something weird like that. I don't know. Just, if you want a good laugh, you gotta check it out. Like I said, I can't remember the channel, but you'll know what it is when you see it. You know, look for a white colored Kui facing Frieza and stuff like that.
I can't sense anything from this one either. Great. Are you another android who's come to kill me?
I guess I am. So you're the strongest guy in the world, right? This is gonna be fun.
We'll see about that. This'll be over before you have a chance to enjoy anything.
Also, another character I forgot to mention that was cut from this game was Kid Gohan. I always forget that he was in the original Budokai game, because obviously it makes sense. And I guess they never really gave him too many like moves and whatnot. Even you know, Infinite World, they gave everybody ultimate attacks. I feel like they could have given him like a really angry Masenko or something like that, something in reference to his Saiyan Saga thing they used after Piccolo died. But they just kind of gave him a generic energy blast thing. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. They do have Teen Gohan that you can unlock in this game, but I don't think you can play as him in the story mode. I could be wrong, but yeah, he's pretty much the epitome of an extra character, because adult Gohan is like the only one they have really in this game, because they didn't even have him in Budokai 1. They had the Great Saiyaman. So
Hey, you okay?
it's just kind of one of those things where it's interesting to think that, you know, like, they took out one of the Gohans. Because, I mean, it's a lot of the characters, I think, in this game were just kind of based around this dragon world. This is why we don't see him. I said in the last video, I believe, I think that, ooh, we got another cutscene. These two?
You come around here often? I don't know where you're planning on going, but I'm gonna put an end to you right here! You find that funny? Ho! Laugh it up now while you can!
Fine, I'll take you on.
I love the way the Vegeta delivered that. You come here often, line. So weird and random, but you know, I'll take it. But yeah, I mentioned in the last video, I think the way they should have done it is in the Stage 2 of this game, they should have kept their Dory and Zarbon in and have them replace the Ginyu Force, and then, you know, Stage 3, they would have had the Ginyu Force come in. I explained a little more in detail my theory on, you know, how I thought that was originally something that could have possibly taken place and how it would have made more sense and all this other stuff, you know. I don't want to, I repeat a lot of the same stuff I say, I guess, but I don't really want to repeat. You know, I'm going to try and, you know, limit that and try and give you guys new content as far as my voice, I guess, or me talking about things. So, yeah, I guess I'll keep talking about some, you know, more stuff that I found as far as, you know, cut content and Budokai 2. I think they mentioned that Cell Jr. and Saibamen also had tournament voice files in this game. They were not made playable until, you know, Budokai 3, which it kind of upsets me because with the Saibamen Rangers in this game, I would have wanted to play as both of their freaking, you know, all the color palette swaps of the freaking Saibamen. We got screwed on that. It's kind of sinks that they got rid of a lot of the what if stuff from this game in particular. Like I don't think Tien Shinhan, Goku comes back in Budokai 3 for whatever reason. Which, once again, it's like, why do you take those things out, you know? And then I think
You're not too bad, are you? That was unexpected.
I'll give you a little advice. You don't take your opponents seriously enough.
You've got some nerve saying that to me.
And, you know, we're going to see some crazy absorption techniques from Super Buu. You know, characters that he never actually canonically absorbed. And they have some what if things with that, and which, you know, the way he looks and his moves and stuff like that. And you can actually get him into multiplayer and free modes and stuff like that of the characters he can absorb. Just really cool things. It's just like, why do you take these things out of the games? I guess it makes these ones a little more unique. Like, I think every single one of the Budokai games is just so very unique because, you know, they just innovated in every way. You know, the first one had the full cutscenes. This one has the board game and whatnot with all the Majin Buu stuff and the what if, you know, capsules and characters and whatnot and the fusion. And, you know, Budokai 3 had all the movie characters, the Dragon Universe where you could fly around an overmap or whatever. So, you know, credit to them for making each one unique. I really got to give it to them. That's not something that every game in the series can do.
You cannot get away, Goku.
You sure are pesky.
Like I told you, I was created to kill you.
Sorry you had to show up again and all, but I have to end this here.
And I think there's even some speculation that there's 2 more characters in this game that, you know, very, 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 very bare bones and basic as far as their character data goes, because it's something about how they read them on the, you know, they looked into all the capsules associated with the characters, and, you know, each character has, like, the capsules associated with them. So, for example, Videl, it's not just, you know, oh, the Videl only capsules, it's just every, like, capsule that can be listed for Videls in the game, it's, like, associated with their character IDs, I guess, something similar to that. Same with Goku, you know, they might have the same capsules, you know, like the vest or whatever, as a defense item, or the Videl heart disease, I think is a more accurate one. But, you know, it's just listed for every character, so it applies to the specific characters, if that makes sense. Like, there's a Videl Videl heart disease, and there's a Goku Videl heart disease capsule. They're all separate kind of things. And, you know, there's 2 characters apparently in this game that are just completely, they just have the generic capsules listed to them. So there's just 2 random characters that could have possibly be in this game that just nobody has any idea who they could have been. You know, it could have been, you know, freaking Bulma for all we know. Could have, you know, been hinted to be in this game from the get-go. Apparently they're listed between Videl and the Supreme Kai, though. So it's the possibility of them. They were more than likely going to be a Majin Buu Saga kind of character. Who knows? Maybe we could have even gotten a freaking you know, Yamu and Spoobovich or something like that. Which would have been awesome, because yeah, you'll find out later why, you know, why we needed more character from the Buu Saga in this game in particular. And yeah, here we go. Now we got Cell and his whole game. It's gonna be the Cell games here, folks. Just not the ones you're used to. And it's a very, very annoying game as well.
Who is that?
My name is Cell. I am an android created by Dr.Gero. Thanks to you, I was able to absorb 17 and 18 and attain my perfect form. I'm so grateful. Let's play a little game. The rules are simple. All you have to do is catch me and defeat me. I don't care who wishes to play. And if you do defeat me, I'll give you the Dragon Balls as well. If you don't want to play, fine. I'll just spend the rest of my day killing everyone on Earth. Every last one of them. I can't wait to see the terrified looks on their faces.
Yeah, maybe we could have even freaking gotten, speaking of the Majin Buu Saga characters, maybe we could have even gotten freaking Pooey Pooey and,
What kind of miserable runt is this?
But yeah, maybe we could have even gotten freaking Pooey Pooey or, and is it Yukon or Yakin? Or, I forget the guy's name. The weird green monster thing that freaking, he's like an insect type deal guy that freaking can absorb light energy and stuff like that. But I don't know, somehow those guys, all of them except for like Majin Buu and Majin Vegeta, I feel like all the Majin characters are very forgettable, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, because even guys that only show up like very briefly, like Raditz, and well, he was there for like 7 episodes, so I guess I can't really say too much about him, but like, you know, freaking, I feel like Kui and Dodoria and Zarbon, they're more notable than the freaking any of the Majin characters. But maybe there's Dabura too, so I guess that's not entirely fair, so. But yeah, I mean, the Majin characters don't really ever get too much recognition for these games and all that sort of stuff. Tenkaichi 3, I think they were all in, but I mean, jeez, everybody was in frickin' Tenkaichi 3. Yeah, the Cell Juniors are just Saibamen that can move around the board. What the hell? He took my frickin' Dragon Radar! I guess I wasn't using it anyway.
What have we here? He's teeny, but he looks just like Cell.
Yeah, there's a lot of extras added to the GameCube version of this game as well later on. The GameCube version, for a lot of things, used to be just somehow better because they were developed like later on for a lot of these kind of games. So they usually got like some cool bonuses and stuff like that, which is weird because I mean, like, I know it's a weird, different kind of console, but they would add on stuff, and I always kind of thought that the GameCube, I never had that happen before, but I always thought the GameCube itself was like something where it was less hardware, but then a lot of games would add more onto it to get you to buy it. I don't know if that was a Nintendo thing or what, but like, I think they added the Z difficulty, which I thought was in this game, but I guess not.
Just how many of these guys are there?
Like they added some new outfits for a couple of the characters, like Goku. Most characters in this game have 2 outfits, you know, and it would become more commonplace in the next game, Budokai 3, where a lot of the big characters had multiple outfits instead of just 2. But this one, I think the only exceptions to that rule, the 2 costume rule, are Android 18, who has like her Majin Buu outfit, which I think is really cool. But I think they freaking get rid of it in the Budokai 3 for some reason. It's like, what in the world? Why?
There's so many of them! Look, I don't have time to be dealing with you!
Like, I get you're probably tired of hearing me, like, be flabbergasted at the fact that they get rid of stuff from like in the game so much, but I mean like, I don't know, it's just weird to me. Like, why remove, especially when the Majin Buu saga could have been a lot more prevalent, why remove the freaking Android 18 Majin Buu outfit? Which, correct me if I'm wrong, I could be wrong, but I could have swore that 18 might even have 3 outfits, but I think just the Majin Buu one was the one they got rid of. I think they replaced it with one of her without the jacket or something, but that's something one of you guys in the comments that like knows for sure is gonna have to fill me in on. And then Great Saiyaman, I think, or no, it's either, I think it's either Gohan or the Great Saiyaman. I think it's Gohan, because Gohan has, you know, his regular outfit. Instead of Ultimate Gohan as a separate character, he has, like, you know, his Goku Gi as a separate outfit, and then I think he has, you know, he pretty much has the Great Saiyaman outfit without, you know, his helmet on. And once again, I could be wrong, but I think they got rid of it in Budokai 3, which just doesn't make any sense to me. But you guys let me know in the comments if that's true. You know, I'm sure there's people that are fanatics about these games that know more about it than me or remember these kind of things. And now we're gonna have to do some extra fights against this twerp. And yeah, despite the fact it's very irritating, despite the fact that, you know, Trunks would have been perfect, this is the only saga they needed to have dialogue with him in it. They just don't ever have any voice lines for this character in the game, which maybe they were planning to, maybe they didn't. But, you know, I guess in all fairness, technically in this timeline, they never mentioned time, you know, time travel, so for all we know in the Budokai 2 timeline, you know, Cell didn't come from any other, you know, timeline. This is just something, the timeline changed crazy or something like that, and they didn't need it anymore, so I don't know. It'd be an interesting change of pace. That's just what I'm gonna go with, but still, it stinks that Trunks doesn't have any voice lines, especially since he's my favorite character in the whole series. And this is one of my favorite looks, despite the fact it's not really accurate. I just really like the blue jacket more than his purple one. Which is weird, because I usually like it. Come on, really? But which is weird, because I usually like it when things match. Including hair. It's just so aesthetically pleasing, so we got another fight we gotta take him out on. So we gotta get him off that square. Alright, you gotta kind of like trap him, kind of like what I just did. But I gotta think of the best way to frickin' do this. So I gotta try and plan where he's gonna end up. Okay, I think this would be the right move. Let's try this
Hey,
out.
Cell! I will be the one to take you down.
Vegeta, huh? Well then, will you help me with my warm-ups?
Fine, but you'll be dead before it's done.
As you please.
It's also odd to me that like in these interactions, Vegeta just, he had some where he's like the full body character, but then others just, they didn't go through the effort for that. And you know, I'll give him credit. I mean, it does. You know, obviously you've seen it takes a second. You know, probably like 10 seconds to load the interactions when it's the full body models of the characters. But I just find it odd that they still don't have that for you know, Vegeta and whatnot. Piccolo at times too. Like, I don't know, it's just weird how they pick and choose certain characters. It's a little bit of a mess, this mode, in all honesty. Fun, replayable, but golly gee whiz, oh me, oh my, is a bit of a mess. Gonna go with the canon ending here, folks. We got him. Another interesting fact about this game is in later versions, I don't know if it's in the American versions or not, but yeah, we gotta stay on this square so that way he cannot teleport, and if he does, he's gonna have to fight Trunks before. Okay, well, he would have had to fight Trunks before he would have been able to heal on that space, so now we can take him out as well.
I can sense an outrageous amount of energy coming from this guy.
So, you're Goku, huh? I never thought we'd meet so soon. You will make a perfect practice dummy for me to test out the strength of my perfect form. Would you mind taking me on for a while?
But yeah, continue on with what I was saying. I don't know if it's American release or not, but there were special versions of the game. Budokai 2, they added it like 5 freaking times, but I'm just gonna stick to what, you know, the interesting changes, I think. Obviously, they added an extra level, but it's just kind of a weird, goofy thing to show off Tien Shinhan, which I'll probably get more into. If you're interested, there are, you know, playthroughs of the level online, but they only have Japanese files for it, as it was never intended for an American release thing, but I don't know. It's interesting to look at, I suppose, but, yeah, one of the coolest things I think they added was for Frieza, they gave him, in later versions, a cooler outfit. And, you know, he still has all the same voice files and animations and all this sort of stuff, but it's like a legit cooler skin. Plus, on top of that, there's an item in this game called Frieza's Spaceship. Like the sensu beans in this game, you put it on your capsule, and when you die, you come back to life at full health. Or depending on the sensu bean, you know, anyway. And for Frieza's, it's not a sensu bean. It's just, you know, Frieza's spaceship, in which he comes back as Mecha Frieza. So for Cooler, in that outfit, he comes back as Metal Cooler. Which is really just a cool attention to detail. And as I was mentioning, talking about the third costumes that I never freaking finished the point on, is that in this game, they added 2 more outfits, for third outfits for Piccolo and Goku. Goku has a battle damaged outfit, and Piccolo has his outfit with his, you know, headgear and cape and stuff like that. So technically before Budokai 3 did it, you know, Budokai 2 technically had it, which I wonder why they updated this game so many freaking times. Like, games usually get a greatest hits version, but yeah, they had a lot of these games. But I think that's about as much, you know, stuff I can cram into this video, though, as far as all the things that I can know off the top of my head and all the unfinished thoughts and whatnot. I'm sure I'll talk more about them next video and stuff like that. Once again, I think it's odd that they just never have like the voice files in certain instances, like for right now, for example. But whatever. Like I said a few minutes ago, this mode is a mess. But, you know, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Make sure to check out next week's episode. But above all else, please remember to have a nice day.